Comfortable posture. Cross your hands, fingers into fingers. Cross your legs. Gently close your eyes and relax your body. No stress in any part of your body. Your body should be as comfortable and as relaxed as possible. When your whole body is relaxed, now let's empty the mind. The easiest way, the simplest way to empty the mind is to be with our breath, our natural breath, the breath which is going in through our nose and the breath which is coming out. Let us not manipulate the breath. If your breathing is long, let it be long. If your breathing is short, let it be short. Just follow that breath. When you are with your breath, your mind becomes empty. Only when your mind becomes empty, you will have a clarity. So let us all give some time to clear our minds. Just relax. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. The only place where we have to go now is to ourselves, is to the inside of ourselves. And how do you go inside? By making your breath as your vehicle. Just relax and go deep into yourself. Be an observer of whatever is happening. Deep inside you, there lies your inner child. That is your true self. Just be there. Enjoy the time spending with your inner child. Let nothing distract you. Let nothing bother you. The moment you have a thought, just cut the thought and say to the thought, this is not the time for you. I'll get back to you later. Just be with your breath. The normal breath. The soft breath. The tender breath. The tranquil breath. This is the journey to realize your true self. To realize who you really are without the layers and the labels. This is the time where you spend some time with yourself. You have been doing so many things for your family, friends, your job. This time is just for you. This is the time where you make friendship with yourself. Where you stop the inner chatter of the mind and you connect to yourself. This is the time where you listen. Listen to your inner voice. So just be with your breath, my friends. there will be some soft music which works like a reminder. Whenever you hear the music, it reminds you to be with your breath. Just be with that breath. The soft, tender, tranquil breath. last 2 minutes, friends. Bring back your awareness to your physical body. Let us all hold a lot of gratitude to each and every situation, each and every person, each and every non-living and a living creature. Let us be grateful for our own bodies. With this gratitude in your heart, bring a beautiful smile on your face. Smiling is the best way of gratitude showing. Last 1 minute, friends. In this last 1 minute, I would like to read few lines which is said by Swami Rama. He says, meditation will help you organize your mind and think in a linear and structured manner. It will boost your memory, it will sharpen your intellect. To accomplish a task, worldly or spiritual, you need a clear mind and a sharp intellect. It's the one-pointed mind that enables you to think, analyze, decide, and act. And it is meditation that helps you cultivate such a one-pointed mind. Meditation doesn't make you inert. Rather, it makes you active as well as grounded. Due to the tranquility that you gain through meditation, you are no longer the victim of any form of agitation. Inner tranquility will infuse your atmosphere, your outer world, with patience, fortitude, and tolerance. Now gently keep your both hands over your eyes for a few seconds. And whenever you're ready, open your eyes and you remove your hands. Welcome back, friends. I hope you all had a beautiful meditation. Now let us open for the round of sharings. If anybody wishes to share their experience, you can raise your hand in the Zoom or write to us in the chat. We'll unmute you. Thank you, Pallavi. Thank you. Yeah, Pallavi says thank you again so much for this wonderful meditation. Yeah, thank you, Pallavi. Yes, Nada. Go ahead, Nada. All right, there's some issue. Yes, thank you so much, Satish ji. Thank you. All right. Friends, whenever we share our experience, it brings a lot of inspiration to our other friends who are in the group. So that's why sharing is very important. Yeah. All right. So, yes, Sylvie.
Hi.
Hi, Sylvie.
I was still with my eyes closed, that's why.
Yeah.
It went so fast. I just wanted to share that today I felt very happy the whole day, and I was very grateful I went for a walk,
Mm-hmm.
and I was in this place, very, very big space with a lot of grass and trees, with a dog that I always take care of,
Mm-hmm.
and we played, and it was very nice. And I don't know, I was very happy and very grateful for the day. And when I came back home, I realized my allergies kicked in
Mm-hmm.
being in nature. But I was still grateful, and I knew that after meditation I will feel a lot better, and now I feel a lot better.
That's great. That's great. Thank you, Sylvie. Sylvie, can you just tell us about your story, like in couple of minutes, like what meditation had brought you, like since when you're meditating? A small story we would like to hear from you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, gladly.
Mm-hmm.
Um, well, I meditate. I started meditating when I was 19,
Mm-hmm.
because was having panic attacks and I was having trouble at the university, and I didn't know why I had these physical manifestations of something that I already knew was happening inside. And so my father actually recommended me to go to a holistic psychologist that had these alternative methods to treat patients. And she taught me to meditate, and also the things that you also bring to us, like this free painting and free coloring without judgment. And that was a very new experience for me, and it helped me a lot physically, to recover physically, and also to know what I really wanted. And so with that helped me a lot in that stage of my life. And then years passed by, I stopped meditating, and then I came to Germany, and I tried to meditate again alone, but it was not very successful at the beginning. It was just very difficult to meditate in silence. And so then a friend of mine recommended me to go to the group that you and Ram had every day. It was actually one of the 40 days challenges that you made. And that was like, I really needed that. It just came at the right time. And I really loved the group, and the energy was quite different to meditate alone. But it also gave me the energy and the push to know that I could meditate alone as well. But also being in a group was very, very effective. And your music always helped, and talking to other people that had similar experiences, and sharing that we were all in the same, looking for the same thing, to have peace and bring some happiness in our lives for just a couple of minutes a day. And that's what I've been doing since I meditate alone. And hopefully now there's this group in the internet that we can all join together. And so I have these both experiences in my life that I always keep, because I know they're important, and I know they help me daily for everything. And also what I've learned after a couple of years of meditating is that it's not something that you don't get to a point when you say, Yeah, now meditation is bringing me everything that I need, and I don't need to do anything else. No, it's most like a dynamic experience.
Mm.
Sometimes I also, when I meditate, I have a lot of thoughts, or I cannot concentrate, or I feel that I don't know, that it doesn't change anything in my life at that point. But the accumulation of meditations always brings something at the end, and I always find new experiences and new things that I like to share. Or I don't know, it's a series of accumulated experiences more than just the one meditation I do one time. That's why it's so important to keep it like a regularly activity,
Mm.
incorporate into your life, I think, and you'll find the results in the long run, I think.
Yes. Thank you. Wow, wonderful, Sylvie. Yeah, you're always
For
inspired
asking
by
me.
your words. Yeah, thank you, Sylvie. Yeah, thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Anybody else, friends? Anybody would like to share their experience before and after meditation? Not this meditation. Any meditation. Any kind of meditation that you've been practicing. So, what meditation had brought you and the changes you can share. So, there are some messages from our friends here. So Hala was telling that there was no music today, Hala, but I think there was music. But it was good because it made me realize that there are unsettled topics and ideas in my mind to calm down. Wow, that's great. That's great, Hala. So, and Aditya, he says, Hi Madhu Akka and Ramesh Anna, thank you so much for this wonderful session. Had my eyes closed the entire time and did not move out of my posture. I could concentrate on my breathing by feeling relaxed. I'm happy that I'm improving every day. We are so glad, Adi. So I think today is your 9th day or the 10th day. Wow, congratulations, and I wish you that you continue this for a long time. Yeah, thank you. And Saiji, you've written that the message you displayed is just awesome. That's what I'm thinking before joining the call. Surprisingly, synchronicity. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Yes. All right. Thank you all. Yeah. And friends, before we get into the story, I would like to announce something. So this Saturday and Sunday, we will be having a couple of masters from Singapore, Navneet and Pradeep. So they will be guiding us into the stages of soul evolution. I think there is a display where Ram shared the poster where you can see it's about the stages of evolution, the topic which they will be reading on, sharing on, and they say that it's a transition from infant soul to infinite soul. So which is very interesting topic indeed. And the objectives of the workshop is understanding the path of evolution, understanding spiritual laws, the 7 bodies of man, and the soul evolution. So, friends, grab this opportunity and do share to your friends and family. I'm sure that the weekend sessions which we are going to do in the coming days or the past which we have done will be really useful. So, along with the meditations which we are doing weekdays, so please utilize the opportunity, and it will be at 1:30 p.m. For the friends here in Germany or in Egypt, and it will be at 5 p.m. in India. So yeah, so friends, utilize this, and I want to see who all wants to listen to the story. Please, there is this what is that? Raise hand button. So that means you all are ready to hear a story. So yeah, Usha. Okay. All right, majority. I go with the majority because I don't want to bore you. Yeah. So friends, yeah. As every day, I want you all to close your eyes and enjoy the story. So the story is about the sage visit. Once upon a time in ancient China, there was a sage who was well known for his deep understanding of the Tao and his ability to explain it in the simplest possible way that anyone could understand. One day, he started on a journey to visit a distant temple. Because he was so famous and respected, he generated considerable excitement in every town and village he passed along the way. News of his journey spread, so that prior to his arrival at one particular village, the villagers gathered to discuss his impending visit. "Everyone, I just heard the latest news," one villager said. "He plans to rest for 3 days in our village before resuming his journey. This will be a great honor for us." The village elder was thoughtful. "It's not just an honor, it's also a rare opportunity. We have never had a visit from someone so wise, so we should not let the opportunity go to waste. Let's ask him to give us a talk about the Tao while he is here." Everyone agreed that this was a great idea. When the sage arrived, the villagers showered him with hospitality. Then the village elder approached with a request for teaching. The sage readily agreed and promised to give one talk for each day of his stay. This was beyond the villagers' expectations, so they were ecstatic. The next morning, they gathered together at the village square, eagerly awaiting that teaching. And the sage greeted them warmly and started by asking a question. "Everyone, do you know what I will talk about today?" The villagers looked at one another. Other than the fact that it was about the Tao, no one had any ideas. They turned to the sage and shook their heads. Murmurs of no could be heard here and there. "No?" The sage smiled. "If you don't know, then it would be useless for me to talk about it. Thank you, everyone. That's all for today." The sage left the square, leaving the villagers stunned. One of them asked, "What happened?" Another villager answered, "It looks like we just wasted 1 day's worth of valuable teachings." They were all disappointed. After a hasty discussion, they agreed that they didn't want it to happen again. The next morning, they gathered together again at the village square. As before, the sage greeted them warmly and started his talk with the same question. "You know what I will talk about today?" This time, everyone was prepared. They all responded loudly, "Yes." The sage smiled as before and said, "If you already know, then I don't need to talk about it. Thank you, everyone. That's all for the day." The sage left the square, leaving the villagers completely confused. "Did we just waste another day's worth of valuable teachings?" one of them asked. "It sure looks that way," another responded. Everyone was depressed. "We absolutely cannot let this happen again," the village elder said. "We have only one more day left. We need to figure out how to get past his opening question." "But how?" one villager asked. "We can't say yes and we can't say no. There is no other possible answer. How can we give him a response that is neither yes or no?" "I have an idea," the village elder said. "Tomorrow we will divide ourselves into 2 equal groups. When the sage asks the same question, the group on the left will say yes and the group on the right will say no. That way, he will have no choice but to continue his talk." The villagers quickly organized themselves according to the plan. They rehearsed the simultaneous answer with the elder standing in as the sage. After several repetitions, they got the timing down. They nodded to one another in mutual approval. Everyone felt confident about this solution. The next morning, they gathered together again at the village square. As before, the sage greeted them warmly and started his talk with the same question. Do you know what I will talk about today? The villagers were ready. In unison, half of them said yes, while the other half said no. Then they exchanged nods with one another. They felt they got it right this time. The sage smiled as before and said, Excellent. Those of you who know, please tell those of you who do not. Thank you, everyone. That's all for today. The villagers panicked. They had wasted their opportunity yet again. And now there were no more talks. The village elder rushed to the sage and implored, Master, this is your last talk for us. You must teach us something about the Tao. Other villagers also pleaded, Please, Master, teach us. The sage turned to everyone and said, What we have talked about these past few days is the Tao boiled down to its very essence. Although it may not appear as such, the nature of spiritual truth is that those who do not know it will never understand it through words alone, and those who know it need no words at all. You have all learned this lesson without being aware of it. Reflect on today's talk in the same way, and soon you will master its lesson just as easily. Realization began to dawn on the villagers as the sage departed. The sage had fulfilled his promise and taught them about the Tao in the simplest possible way that anyone could understand. What exactly were the sage's lessons? How do they connect with one another as a complete teaching? Let us start at the top and work our way down step by step. So the day one. To those who are familiar with the Tao, the sage's lesson from day one is easy to understand. It is one of the many ways to express the very first line of the Tao Te Ching. The Tao that can be spoken is not the eternal Tao. However, understanding doesn't always translate to real life applications or meaningful changes in behavior. For instance, there are always a few people in the study of the Tao who cannot stop talking about how limited words are. They are eager to show that they really get it, but by being excessively verbose, they end up demonstrating the very opposite, often without realizing it. There is also a hidden layer to the sage's point that may be easy to miss. He was referencing not only the first chapter of Tao Te Ching, but also to the last. Specifically, the following two lines. Those who are good do not debate. Those who debate are not good. The sage said, if you don't know, then it would be useless for me to talk about it. While this was certainly a statement about the limitation of words, it could be also a subtle reminder about the full futility of debates. This becomes obvious when we keep in mind. When we get into a debate with someone else, we sometimes imagine that our motive is to educate. The other side is obviously not as well informed as we are. So it's up to us to make them see the light. We think our intent is noble and our words will bring them out of ignorance. In actuality, this is usually not the case. Chances are the other side has a mirror image of the same thoughts about us. They too want to use their words to help us know the truth as they see it. The likely conclusion is that neither side succeeds. Both sides end up even more self-righteous than before. Even though so much time and energy have gone into counterpoints and rebuttals, the best anyone can hope for is the two sides agree to disagree. The sage described this as useless, a definite understatement. And about the day two, the complement of the first day's lesson is the words are also necessary once true understanding dawns. Imagine trying to explain the concept of red to someone who has always been blind. No amount of explanation will ever convey the experience of seeing the color. But if one day advances in medical science enable this person to see, then redness won't need any explanations at all. The experience and understanding will be automatic and complete. It is exactly like that with the Tao. If you have friends who are aware of your interest in the Tao but are not themselves ready for it, then you know that no amount of words will be sufficient to convey why it is so essential to you or why it is the most natural thing in the world. Like the blind person, they are simply not equipped to experience the colors. This may change because a human soul is not static. It is ever seeking ways to grow in its own fashion, at its own pace. So it is entirely possible that a light bulb which come on for your friends one day. This may be the result of a catalyzing event or the influence of your personal example through actions and deeds. Like the sightless person suddenly able to see, their understanding will be instantaneous, coming into being without having to say anything. And about the day 3, after looking at the above, we may be tempted to conclude that words must be totally useless. There seems to be no need for them, whether it's before or after the learning of wisdom. This is in fact not the sage's message. The lesson from the 3rd day points to the true usefulness of words and completes the picture. Many people have remarked on what they feel is the supreme irony of the Tao Te Ching. Lao Tzu starts out by saying in the 1st chapter that words cannot fully describe the Tao, but then goes on to talk about it for the remaining 80 chapters. Surely this is a bit of paradox. It is for someone who understands the first 2 lessons, but not the 3rd. It is not a paradox for the sage, who can see the totality of a human quest for the life, and not just a partial view of it. A student who has not yet mastered the lesson from the 3rd day may take an extreme position and assert that words are ultimately meaningless. To some, this assertion sounds like a profound wisdom from great teachers, but others who think it through may sense a more fundamental truth. Words are merely a tool for communication. This tool can be used to produce meaningless or meaningful results depending on the user. The tool is absolutely indifferent to the usage. Therefore, it makes no sense to describe the tool itself as meaningful or meaningless. This is what makes the 3rd lesson important. It is all about the appropriate role that words can play in human affairs. Words point to spiritual truths, but are not the truths themselves. In the words of the 6th patriarch, words are like fingers pointing to the moon. What we want to do is not to stare at the finger, but direct our gaze along its direction to witness the heavenly glory of the moon. Now everything is coming together. Words themselves can never describe the life, but we can still use words to help one another understand the life better. So finally, the 3rd lesson is about the ultimate meaning of our earth-bound existence. When the sage instructs those who know to tell those who do not, he is saying in the simplest language possible that it is our highest calling to be of service to one another. What can be a more noble purpose than for us to lend one another a helping hand as we journey together? As we work to refine ourselves and attain more wisdom, others will increasingly turn to us for help, like the village elder approaching the sage with a request for teaching. As you transform your life, you will be asked to share your insights, like the sage being invited to give talks. When that time comes, remember the sage lesson from all 3 days. Keep in mind the constraints of limited words, but don't let that stop you from helping people. by pointing your finger at a great life. Thank you, friends, and namaste. All right. So, yeah, me too. I love reading stories, Sylvie. Thank you so much. Yeah. So, friends, all right then. We will again see you tomorrow at 5 p.m. And don't forget to share this event, which is happening on a weekend, to your friends and family. So let them benefit as well. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, and also we will share this poster in the group. Yeah. Thank you. Namaste.